Well, it wasn't just Amanda Gorman, the world's worst poet, or Kenan Thompson, straight from all that. It was Oprah Winfrey. Yes, she descended in her private jet from Maui, where, again, she owns half the island, to talk about the fate of the peoples of Earth. That was the important thing. So Oprah, she was there to pour syrup on the absolute cyanide that is the Democratic Party platform. And she talked about worshiping. Here was Oprah Winfrey. Why? Just why? This is my question, why? Okay, I'm irritated by all the celebrity crap on both sides of the aisle. I really am. I've hated the State of the Union for years because I find it to be a worshipful spectacle of tyrannical demagoguery. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm sorry. I don't give a what Oprah Winfrey thinks about politics. Why should I? Seriously, why should I? This woman is so much of an expert on politics that back in 1988, she wrote a literal letter to Donald Trump asking him to run for office. And now she's back here talking about how he's a threat to democracy and all this kind of stuff. I just, what qualifies her to say anything about policy other than the stuff that she knows? And she doesn't know anything, and she doesn't care about knowing anything. And none of these people care about knowing anything. Wait till she finds out that they want to tax her unachieved capital gains. Wait until she finds out about that. But here she was last night telling us all for the feels and the emotions. Oh, do you have the feels?
There are people who want you to see our country as a nation of us against them. People who want to scare you, who want to rule you, people who'd have you believe that books are dangerous.
God.
And assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love.
A white way to worship?
People who
what is that?
seek first to divide and then to conquer.
This is such, the fields of strawmen burning out to the horizon are astonishing here. Just there are people who want to rule you. Did you know that? Yes, I watched them at the DNC last night. Basically, the Democratic bargain is we get to rule every single aspect of your life. You have to stay in your home because of COVID. You have to wear a mask. We're going to rule every aspect of your economic interactions with the world, whether or not they affect anybody else. We get to decide whether your kids are trans. You have no say in any of that stuff, but you do get to screw as much as you want. That's the Democratic bargain. We will never, ever cast a weary eye at your sexual antics. That's the promise. Now, again, I don't much care what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. I really don't. I do on like a religious level, but on a governmental level, I really don't care. But Democrats' entire shtick here is that Republicans are like spying through the keyhole at what you do in your bedroom. In exchange for us not spying at the keyhole, you must turn over control of every other aspect of your life. That's the bargain here. I mean, that really is all the Democrats are offering. They want to control your health care. They want to control your business. They want to control your children. They want to control how your children are educated. You hear Oprah Winfrey right there saying, well, they fear books. Do they fear books, or do they just not want fifth graders to be reading genderqueer at the school library? Like, maybe it's that. But they're just such liars. They're such liars. Folks, our friends in Israel need our help now more than ever. If you're looking for a tangible way to support the Holy Land, you need to check out Artza Box. Artza brings the essence of Israel right to your doorstep. Every 3 months, you receive a carefully curated collection of authentic Israeli products, a treasure trove of handcrafted gifts, beautiful artwork, delicious foods, aromatic spices, and more. It's like taking a journey through the land of the Bible without even leaving your home. Here's why Artza is really special. With tourism at a standstill and many Israelis displaced, your subscription directly supports small businesses and charities in Israel. You're not just getting amazing products, you're providing a lifeline to real people who are struggling right now. Each Artza box is designed to connect you with the rich history and culture of Israel. Let me tell you, it has become a favorite in the Shapiro household. My kids love exploring every new box that arrives, learning about Israel's heritage, tasting the flavors of the Holy Land. It's great stuff. Use code BEN10 at artzabox.com for 10% off any subscription plan. It's a beautiful gift for your family. It's a great way to deepen your connection to the Holy Land. Most importantly, it's a blessing for the people of Israel when they need it the most. Head on over to artzabox.com right now. Use code BEN10 for 10% off. Trust me, you will love what you receive and you'll be making a real difference. That's artzabox.com, promo code BEN10. Support Israel in a tangible way. Get your Artza box today. And by the way, I will point out the one thing she says, there is in fact a right way to worship and a wrong way to worship. The wrong way to worship is where you have abortions in the parking lot. That's the wrong way to worship. If you're doing that and then worshiping, let me suggest you're doing it wrong. You're doing religion and God wrong. Okay, here is Oprah Winfrey and then talking about abortion, which is the only real democratic sacrament, like a full-scale democratic sacrament.
If you do not have autonomy over this, If you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
What? Okay, so can we just cut through the euphemism right there? What Oprah is saying? If you don't get to choose how your children come into the world, it's not about how, it's about whether. I mean, that's pretty evil. By the way, I love how she's like, oh yeah, and then you get to raise your kids. Do we though? Because I feel like you and all your friends suggest that if I don't go along with your trash gender ideology, if I'm not willing to my kid at the behest of your insane radicalism, then you would remove my kid from my home. That's exactly what Minnesota proposes, by the way, under Tim Walz, who spoke last night. But don't worry, she's a celebrity, and we love celebrities here in America. And then she talked about how she's a victim, Oprah Winfrey, which is weird because, you know, if her story means anything, it means that you are able to overcome such unbelievable obstacles in the United States. You can become the richest woman on planet Earth. But apparently, no, America's still real bad.
From the redwood forest, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters, I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times, I've been on the receiving end of it.
Everyone's a victim in Democrat land, including the richest people on planet Earth. Michelle, Barack Obama, they're all victims. All victims. And of course, Oprah could not conclude without a reference to childless cat ladies because, you know, there was that one time J.D. Vance went on Tucker Carlson's show in 2021. That's the real threat to America.
They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady.
Well, she said a buzzword. Everybody cheer.
Well, we try to get that cat out too.
Wow. Deep words. Deep words. You mean when there's a fire, you try to save the people inside? That's great. But I don't think that that's what this election is about. By the way, I'm not going to take sitting down this entire Democratic nostrum that they care about every American as an individual when literally the entire Kamala Harris campaign has been broken up by race, gender, and sexual orientation. White gay dudes for Harris. Black women for Harris. Spare me. Spare me. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.